There were a lot of children that were sent home from school that day. We need to find out what happened to all those kids. I will say, in all of my days over there this past week, having talked to a lot of people, you don't hear people saying, I still can't find this person or I still can't find that person. There's not a great outcry of a missing child or a missing cousin. That does exist, but I'm just telling you, if the numbers are in the 500 to 1,000, I would have thought I would have heard that more. So that does leave me with one last potentiality, which is entire families are gone. Entire groups of people who could not escape and no one left to say, where is my cousin, where is my uncle, where is my child?
In extreme cases, forest fires can reach temperatures up to 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit. And melted glass, which has a melting point around 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. The recent fires in California, Australia, and now Hawaii are unlike anything we've ever seen before. They are being called forest fires and wildfires, but they are clearly something very different. These fires are burning homes into a white powdery ash footprint, while often leaving the surrounding green trees and shrubs practically untouched. In extreme cases, forest fires can reach temperatures up to 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit, and the melting point of aluminum is 1,220 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is possible for an extreme forest fire to melt aluminum. But there are cars with puddles of melted aluminum that were clearly not in the wildfire area. And melted glass, which has a melting point around 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. These are unexplained anomalies. In the California fires of 2018, cars were randomly bursting into flames on the freeway with no surrounding fires. We've seen these same anomalies in New York City on September 11th, 2001. Cars completely burned out with no explanation. In Maui, these unnatural fires spared the homes of the rich while burning the native homes of the working class. With precision, these fires destroyed the most envied, high-valued areas of Maui. For decades, directed energy weapons have been classified, but they have been on the public record for several years now. Directed energy weapons, known as DEWs, have the ability to burn homes with this sort of precision. But in order to be this precise, the area would have to be mapped out. In January of this year, green lasers were seen over Hawaii, which could best be described as a geospatial array for mapping terrain. We have seen that among the ashy ruins, there are blue-colored objects that have somehow survived the devastation. Blue cars, blue umbrellas, a blue boat, blue planters. Videos online are going viral that show how lasers can easily burn through certain colored objects, but objects that are colored blue remain unharmed. Directed energy weapons include lasers, millimeter wave, and microwave. They are all based on light frequencies, and different wavelengths of light affect colors differently. For example, in laser tattoo removal, different wavelengths are used for removing different colors. And this is because color is a quality of light. Each color has its own frequency. Interestingly enough, the frequency of the color blue is 6.66. Survivors of the Maui fire say that they received no warning and that the flames appeared so quickly that escape was difficult. Everything was suddenly in flames, and many found refuge in the ocean for hours while their homes burned to the ground and into the same powdery ash footprint we've seen in recent years. So far, it is estimated that nearly 1,000 people have died. Locals are worried this includes hundreds of children who were home due to school being canceled that day. Several people are reporting that the government is not only doing little to help, but they are blocking local efforts to do so and are not allowing local donations through, and that they are blocking life-saving medicine because it isn't federally approved.
Denying people access to bring in supplies, just supplies for people to live.
The government withholding every single one of our donations because we are not a part of FEMA and Red Cross. So none of this is eligible for giving out. Tell me why. I have no freaking clue.
The people of Maui are on their own for now. And aside from the federal government's bureaucratic failure, they have good reason to be suspicious. Just like what we saw 5 years ago in Paradise, California, there was nothing normal about these fires. Within a day of burning, it was like a bomb went off.
When you see the full extent of the destruction of Lahaina, it will shock you. It does appear like a bomb and fire went off, if I may. And all of those buildings virtually are going to have to be rebuilt. It will be a new Lahaina.
Local residents have been reporting bright flashes of light. One was captured by a home security camera that appears to have been the start of the Olinda fire. Many people are saying that it was directed energy weapons.
What the f*** is that, dude? What the f***? Something exploded.
We know that most major governments already have them. And during the California fires, online weather maps recorded what looks like a laser from above, striking an area just before it bursts into flames. In his research, Dennis Mills discovered that the incendiary aluminum and barium nanodust from chemtrails is most likely fueling the ferocity of today's so-called super wildfires. And on the day before the Maui fires broke out, locals were reporting a heavy overcast from chemtrailing that they'd never seen before.
Now we get into the realm of new research that really has me wondering what really did happen to these kids, because one of two things is possible. Either they were burned alive in their homes.
So of the updated list of 1,054 people, none of them are children. What?
Or they were trafficked out of Maui during this debacle.
Disaster zones are the #1 place where sex exploitation and child traffickers go in and exploit.
Perhaps before the debacle. We're told the kids were sent home from school. Have you guys seen the mystery of the yellow school buses?
They said no helicopters were able to fly during the fires. Then this video surfaced.
Looks like a helicopter flying during the fire. Not only does it look like a helicopter though, it looks like a fucking cargo helicopter.
Where are all the missing children? We haven't forgot about the 2,000 unaccounted for. We should have the names and pictures of the missing families all over the media. It's been over 3 weeks and nothing.
I found something kind of strange and I want to share with you what it is that I found, okay? Y'all know what this is, clearly. Okay, there's Lahaina. Do you know who owns this island, first and foremost? This island is owned by a billionaire. 98% of this island is owned by a billionaire. So I found something that was just kind of odd, okay? You see right here, there's a dock. It's called Young Brothers, okay? Look what I found there. Are those shipping containers, right? Those are shipping containers, right? Because there's 11 of them there, and we're missing 10 buses. So those are just shipping containers, right? Because they're literally the exact same size. Like, I double-checked this. See, like, I scaled these, and I put them over each other so you could see. These are scaled to the exact same size, right? They're scaled to the exact same size. They're the exact same size, okay? And there's 11 of them here, and we have 10 missing buses. I thought it was 12, but I redid the calculation. It is 10. And there's 11 of these here. These are shipping containers, right?
Everyone's asking where the school buses went. I work for the Secret Services. I'm not supposed to release this sort of information, which in terms of the code of conduct, I had to be inside the establishment in order to follow the rules that I've been given. But if you look closely over here, you can see a bunch of school buses. These are the school buses that were taken away from the fire by military professionals. As you can see, this is an airfield at an unknown location. You can see the jets in the background. This is a military base. And there's a lot of mysterious occurrences that go on here that I can't go too deep about. I think I've already said too much, but if you're looking for the children, they're probably somewhere in this general facility. I'll leave you the Easter egg yourself. There's more videos, and if you take a look at the billboard right here,
Dr. Vliet,
the missing
Todd?
yellow school buses. Yeah, there's a bunch of them missing. They don't know where they are.
Yeah. Now, this is very puzzling because we know that Pedogate and Pizzagate are two of the drivers of financial monetary gain for the evildoers in this world. It's very real. Human trafficking is a blight on humanity. It's a blight on our planet. Let's watch this together, and then let's have the discussion of what actually may have happened to these poor children. So you see the yellow school buses right there, 4 regular-sized school buses. Bring the sound down a little bit. Now here's the school bus situation before the fire. 16 long school buses. Each could hold about 72 kids. So where did all the school buses go after the fire? If each school bus could hold 72 kids, and there's some 14 school buses missing, well, that adds up to about 875 kids or so, which is one of the numbers that I'm hearing that's coming up because roughly that many kids have not gone back to school. They haven't re-enrolled. Where are the missing kids?
The mayor of Maui will not say how many children are missing. What we've been told is that officially there are about 100 people who have died in the fires, but there are 1,000 people missing.
How many children are missing? You know.
I knew the answer to that. I would be happy to answer that.
You have no estimate as to how many children are missing?
I guess we can end this right now if you guys want.
Okay, at what point are we going to take this seriously? This is coming directly from the State Department that there are at least 2,000 children unaccounted for. 2,000 children. What is going on? Why is it not being reported? Why are even serious commentators making kind of flippant jokes about this? Where is the government? Where are the answers? Someone needs to step up. Josh Green needs to step down. And we need to get answers here. We need to get answers immediately. And there is a huge cover-up going on in the media. They're suppressing Instagram videos. They're suppressing TikToks. They're suppressing all kinds of information because something really nefarious and really bad is going on, whether it's incompetence or impotence or actually worse. And I don't even know. I'm not espousing any conspiracy theories. I'm simply asking the question. And the second question is why no one's asking the question. That's the most important thing. This stuff needs to be shared. This stuff needs to be spread. We need to get to the bottom of this. And the mass media needs to step up and needs to interview people that had boots on the ground. And the social media companies need to stop suppressing these videos. And we need answers. 2,000 kids, that's like a 9/11. And no one's taking it seriously. No one even showed up. We were here. No one showed up. No one showed up forever. We had guys on jet skis. We had surfers taking over and handling everything on jet skis. So let's figure this out.
Here are the other big questions that we have here on this show. Number one, what happened to the children? As of this hour, 2,000 children are missing. That's no small number. Sources I'm speaking with say that it's likely, highly likely, that many of these children have been taken off, sold off in child trafficking rings.
What?
This is textbook studies in disaster zones, in war zones. As Tim Ballard on our show, of course, who Jim Caviezel played in the great movie The Sound of Freedom, says, disaster zones are the number one place where sex exploitation and child traffickers go in and exploit. Children are captured, sold off on the black market. Parents aren't around. Something's happened to the parents.
Came in on? No. Stop! I don't give a fuck! Stop! Stay back! Turn around! I need to go get my kids. Where are your kids? Right at 501. Right at the fireworks sign. We're blocking this road. Stop coming to get us. Stop coming to get us. Nobody's getting through.
Literally cannot get over there.
That's just the way it is.
Well,
I've been ordered not to let anyone across the bridge, so you can go through CSRD and see if they'll let you through, but right now you're not allowed across the bridge.
The 100 acres
That's
of bush.
where the
liability issue comes in. Possibly be in the way of wildfire or other firefighting opportunities.
There is nobody out here besides that.
They sent all the kids home from school because of the wind advisory, and we found out yesterday that we lost a whole neighborhood of children.
Over 1,000 children are missing. I'm talking 1,050 kids gone without a trace. They have absolutely no clue where these children are. It's like they vanished into thin air.
This is a perfect opportunity. This happens all the time. This is not new. This is not something that we're making up. The number one way that children are captured is after a disaster. Wars, hurricanes, typhoons, earthquakes. Just look at Indonesia, look at Ukraine. This is exactly what's happening. Might be uncomfortable to talk about, but it's true. And according to EV News today, the situation has been further inflamed by accusations downplaying the high number of child victims to protect the Biden administration and local Democrats. Over 2,000 children from Lahaina's public schools remain unaccounted for. Unaccounted for. The official death number still sits at 115 people dead. The number hasn't moved. That number is fishy at best, criminal at worst, actually, and the number of missing doesn't actually add up. It's right now it's 388 missing, which is a total lie. Even CBS News, New York Magazine also saying this number doesn't make sense and questioning these official numbers that we're getting. At least 1,100 people, and that the FBI even revised their numbers to match, jumped up hundreds.
The FBI is compiling the list? Yeah, they're reputable.
When they revised their own list. What's going on here? So other reports have it over 2,000. But they're sticking with their 388 number. And New York Magazine asks, why are hundreds of people still missing on Maui? What is going on here?
Well, I was wondering if maybe school hadn't started yet, but it's easy to find in the Hawaii Public School Department of Education. They started in August.
Yeah.
So those kids should be in school, yeah.
They should be in school, and the schools have them unaccounted for. Over 2,000 of them. We don't know where they are. So where are these missing children of Maui? We'd like some answers. We'd love for the governor to help us. We'd love for officials on the ground there, the sheriff's office and others, to tell us, but we can't get answers. People are being kept from getting information.
There seems to be a huge emphasis on ensuring that the media and anyone else can't see what's going on here in Lahaina, West Maui. There are miles and miles of this black fence going up that was not here before, that is obscuring ground zero and making sure no one can see what's going on inside of there from the road. No one can get in there. No one can take any pictures. And then I've also seen these weird foreign police cars showing up, these special police, I'm not sure what to call them. This is a Nissan, but there's quite a large presence of these standing guard around the perimeter. We've also lost our ability to fly drones really anywhere near this area. Now, this 20-second clip here that I tried to get out of my car and show what was going on, I was almost immediately, after these 20 seconds, National Guard came, chased me off, yelled at me, told me to get back in my car and keep moving. So you cannot pull over. You can't even stop your car anywhere near any of this anymore.
I've even heard horrific first-hand accounts from locals that found baby bones in car seats and bones of a young boy laying on top of his dog to protect it from the inferno.
Ubi nga ito yun, ani?
Sa Kuna yun.
Uy. Ni putot ni Kuna. Kasagbok na.
The 4 schools in Lahaina served over 3,000 students. Only 400 have enrolled in other schools. Another 200 are doing virtual learning. And then there's the Maui fuel spill saga. The Air Force faced the repercussions of a 700-gallon fuel spill at a Space Force facility atop Haleakala. You expect more from us. And last week, we let you down. And for that, I'm truly sorry.
To all those affected, I want to say, we are deeply sorry. We're sorry. Sorry.
We understand the importance of being good stewards of the environment.
And that breaking news, new details in the indictment of a Maui fire chief charged with sex assault and continuous sexual assault of a minor.
The alleged 8 boys and 7 girls who were rescued were treated for acute propofol, a potent sedative, intoxication. The report goes on to claim that a total of 1,500 children have gone missing as a result of the wildfire.
The new court documents say Battalion Chief Sean Rogers began abusing the victim in 2019 when she was about 12 years old, and the alleged assaults continued for about 2.5 years. Rogers, who is 52 years old, turned himself in today after a warrant was issued for his arrest last week. Rogers is a 25-year veteran of the Department of Fire and Public Safety and was the incident commander during the August wildfires. Today, MFD Chief Brad Ventura said in a statement, "We are deeply concerned about the allegations. Mr. Rogers is not scheduled to work this week, and we will continue to evaluate this situation as more information is available."
This is insanity, and it's still not being reported.